Now let's talk about the next function, the zone compare function. The command is ZCP. So this function is similar to the compare function, but in this case we add in a zone, so some boundaries. So what this function does is going to tell you whether S1 and S2 either is going to tell you whether these two numbers are equal, or are whether the comparison value is between those two values, or if the comparison value is less than those between those values, or if the comparison value is more than the range between those two numbers. And the result is going to be stored in D. So for D, you can use a physical output, a contactor, or a step. So this function is not going to give you the difference between the comparison value and the value range. So it's only going to give you either if it's between those numbers, if it's less than those values, or if it's greater than those two values. And let's see that in action. The command, it's let's change this and make it, let me delete this. And the command is ZCP, and the range, let's say make it D0 and D10. So is the number between between D0 and D10, and which value? Let's say D20, and the result is going to be stored in Y0. Okay, so the function compares D20. It's D20 between these two numbers, or is D20 below these two numbers, or is D20 above these numbers? So let me compile the program, and let's download it to the PLC. Okay, and let's go online. So whenever I press X20, we're going to execute the function. So the range is going to be 5 and 10. 5 and 10. So in D20. So is D20 between 5 and 10, and the result is going to be stored in Y0. So the result is going to take Y0, Y1, and Y2, the three consecutive values. And either one of those are going to be activated depending on the result of the comparison result of this number. So now let's put it run. So it's D20 between 5 and 10? No. So therefore, Y0 is being activated. So now let's change the value, and let's make it that it's in between this range. So then let's make it that it's 7. So I go here, okay. So is D20 between 5 and 10? Let me hit the X20 to run it. So it is between this range. Therefore, Y0 gets activated. So now let me disable the function and change the value. So it's D20 equal to 42. So D20 is between these two values. Execute. Since it's more than, then Y2 is being activated. So let's change it back to a number that is between those two numbers. Let's make it 6. Change it. So it changes. So it's between. So if it is between those two values, then Y1 is going to get activated. So if it is 5, it still is between the range. If it is 10, it's still on the range. If it is 3, it's below the range, and this gets activated. So 30 is above, this gets activated. And that's how the zone compare work. Pretty similar to the function compare.